Hello everyone. In this video, I will tell you about the depressions seen on the tooth surface. For example, fossa, grooves, sulcus, fissure and pits. So let's start with fossa. So fossa is an irregular depression or concavity that is seen on the crown or root. For example, lingual fossa is seen on the lingual surface of incisors and canines, whereas central fossa is seen on the occlusal surface of molars. A fossa is formed by the convergence of ridges, and a junction of grooves may be seen at the base of fossa. So when you look at the fossa, at its base, a junction of grooves may be seen. A triangular shaped fossa is seen in posteriors just inside the mesial and distal marginal ridges. Such a triangular fossa may sometimes be seen on the lingual surface of maxillary incisors at the edge of the lingual fossa, where the mesial and the distal marginal ridges and the cingulum meet. The next feature is sulcus. Sulcus is a long depression or valley in the surface of a tooth between ridges and cusps. The inclines of sulcus meet at an angle, and the sulcus has a developmental groove at the junction of its inclines, as you can see in this diagram. So let's now go to the grooves. A groove is a long, narrow indentation in a surface. Grooves on crown are formed due to complete coalescence of the lobes. And as you know, a lobe is a primary growth center of the cusp. So during growth, when these lobes, they coalesce with each other completely, then a groove would form. And if this coalescence is incomplete, then a fissure would form. So grooves are of two types. One is developmental and the other one is supplemental. A developmental groove is a shallow groove or a line between the primary parts of the crown or root. For example, a developmental groove might include buccal groove, lingual groove and central grooves, which are seen on the crown. Now let's go to the supplemental grooves. A supplemental groove is a less distinct than developmental groove, and it is supplemental to a developmental groove, and it does not mark the junction of primary parts. That is, it will not be seen at the junction of cusps or at the junction of lobes. The examples of supplemental grooves include: number 1, palatogingival or palatoradicular groove, which is seen on maxillary permanent lateral incisors. The other one is mesiolingual groove, which is seen on lower first premolars and even on the occlusal surface of maxillary second premolar or mandibular second molar. These supplemental grooves are also seen. Let's now go to fissures. A fissure forms due to incomplete coalescence of lobes, as I have already told you. Due to incomplete coalescence, the fissures are retentive and they become the primary site for initiation of caries. A fissure may have different shapes in cross section, and these shapes may resemble I, U, V or K alphabets. Of these, the fissures that are shaped in I and K are more retentive, and the one with I form is most retentive. Let's now go to the pits. These are small pinpoint depressions which are present at the junction of developmental groove or at the terminals of these grooves. A central pit is an example, and it is seen in the central fossa of molars where developmental grooves join. So as you can see in the diagram, the central pit is seen at the base of central fossa. A lingual pit may be seen sometimes on the maxillary lateral incisor at the end of palatogingival groove at the base of lingual fossa. So I think you can clearly identify it in this diagram. So this was a general description of the various depressions that are seen on the surface of a tooth. I'll see you soon with my next video, where I would discuss a few questions based on these depressions. So till then, take care and thank you for watching this video.